Hello, this is David from davidcliveprice.com, and this is the podcast edition of this week's e-zine number 21, a 7-point checklist for women in business in Asia. It's a commonly held belief in Western countries that gender equality has a poor record in Asian cultures. Women in Asia business are supposedly given far less respect and attention than in many Western countries. Confucianism dictates that women are subservient to and should always obey father, husband, and son. In the stricter forms of Islam, similar beliefs are held in regard to women's place and role in family and society. Women in some Asian countries have long been held back by the lack of professional, political, and educational opportunities on offer to men. However, these attitudes are rapidly changing. South Korea, a very Confucian society, has a woman as president for the first time, although it may have helped that she is the daughter of a former president. Women's presence is still rare in some Asian business circles, however, such as those in male-dominated Japan. But women are rapidly moving into business leadership positions elsewhere. For example, in the Islamic countries of Malaysia and Indonesia, a significant proportion of women exist in the higher echelons of business. A recent survey revealed that almost 50% of the senior executives in China are women, and that in Asia as a whole, 29% of the senior executive positions are held by women, as compared to 24% in Europe. So Western businesswomen and men should not automatically assume that the Asian woman in the conference room is a junior manager or is about to pour the tea. If she does pour the tea, it may well be that she is the chairman's daughter and occasional chief advisor. A report by HSBC Private Bank suggests that the highly educated daughters of the boss in many of Asia's patriarchal and family-run companies are often expected to juggle the tradition-bound roles of daughter, wife, and mother with those of corporate troubleshooter for their fathers. I basically oscillate between being a CCC, corporate's chief confidant, and a CCJ, corporate chief janitor, says one of the interviewees. This, of course, refers to privileged women in the family network. Asia's many family companies are beginning to realize that they can ill afford to waste the combination of familial and business skills that women can contribute. However, there are plenty of other stories of how the glass ceiling and male prejudice operates against women in the wider Asian business world. There is no doubt that Asians do direct some resistance to women in business. However, this is mainly at local women, not at Westerners. This is possibly because Asians have slowly begun to see women, at least those from outside their own society, as equal to men because of their emotional intelligence. Women are increasingly perceived as smart negotiators, softly spoken and persuasive, good at instinctive reactions and listening, and more able than men to seek out common ground and explore clients' needs, more patient and curious about other people and their lifestyles. In other words, Western women have an increased chance of business success in many Asian countries, not all, because they rely more on the feel and the context of a business situation, rather than on immediate gains and direct outcomes. They are perceived as consensus builders, rather than as aggressive and impatient agenda pushers. The male heads of family-run businesses take them into their confidence as better and more flexible allies than their competitive sons. And these qualities are precisely the core elements of building business relationships in Asia, and stand at the heart of the business culture. Even if they find the reasoning rather condescending, Western businesswomen might well take profit from such perceptions by playing up their softer side. That said, it is advisable that they and their male colleagues research local customs towards women and respect them, even if they find them hard to accept. So here's a 7-point checklist to avoid embarrassment or misunderstandings for women new to Asian business culture and etiquette. 1. Define your role and seniority clearly and establish your credentials immediately before your first visit or meeting prospective Asian clients and partners. 2. Have a mutually respected person introduce you. 3. Offer your hand first upon meeting or greeting a man, but don't show surprise if it's not accepted. 4. If somebody treats you in a sexist manner, remain calm and gracious. 5. Dress femininely but conservatively, even if younger Asian women are dressed in a more provocative fashion. 6. Don't be afraid to accessorize with silk scarf, elegant jewelry, stylish purse, etc. Asians are intensely visual. 7. Walk tall and with confident body language. Western businesswomen whose behavior accords with Asian male preconceptions can be, and often are, readily accepted. As usual, it's the sensitivity that counts, and that can turn your company into a winner rather than an also-ran. I'd love to hear from you if you have tips or comments about doing business in China or in other parts of Asia. You can leave them at my blog, www.davidcliveprice.com/blog. And of course, please subscribe if you want more on-the-ground intel like this. Just add yourself to the subscription box on www.davidcliveprice.com. And you can also subscribe to this podcast on iTunes.